Next item is item number 9, application for certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Manhattan, docket number 15-5449, block 617, lot 55, 27th Avenue in the Greenwich Village Historic District, a contemporary institutional building designed by Arthur A. Schiller and Albert Ledner and built in 1962 to 63. This is an application to modify previously approved signage and to install additional signs. This was initially presented on May 6th and is back today with revisions.
Your description in the Times. I have to read it twice to see if it's the same building.
Morning, Commissioners. Lisa Baker, Preservation staff. As you saw this on May 6th, there's an application to revise previously approved signage and install additional signage at this new medical facility. And when you last saw this on May 6th, several commissioners suggested some revisions, including changing the pre-mounted signage on the facade to be closer appearance to the historic facade signage in terms of spacing and color, a new design for the corner signs to be better integrated into the overall design of the building, and reducing the number of different fonts and styles of lettering. And the applicants have responded to your comments and will present these changes.
Hearing open, please. Motion second.
Thank you, Commissioners. Bill Higgins of Higgins Quaysbarth. And as Lisa described, we are coming back to you today with a revised design for signage for the building. We have changed the design of the corner signs. We have changed the design of the lettering that would be on the face of the building, and we have worked on the typefaces and lettering design so that there's consistency across the entire signage program on the building. So I will try to go through this quickly.
Yeah.
So here is the building before, and of course the location, 7th Avenue between 12th and 13th Streets. This is what we are bringing to you today, just an overall view. The signage attached to the building, that is building and donor identification on the 12th and the 13th Street sides. We have spread out the lettering to be more consistent with historic conditions, as you will see. And we have lightened the color of the metal letters so that they don't contrast as much with the white background. We have also revised the designs of the corner signs, and I will show you that in more detail. Here is the view from the north. That's 13th, looking down 7th Avenue. Again, revised corner signage design, revised design for the signage on the building. Historically, there was signage on the building, both signage and lettering attached to the masonry surfaces. And here's a close-up. Your comments last time involved not only consistency and simplicity of the letter face, but also widening the spacing between the letters. So this is what was previously approved. There was corner signage that was approved for the building when the project went through the Certificate of Appropriateness review a year plus ago. This is what we came back to you with last time, and your comments that we are responding to are based on this design. So this contrasts the design that we came back to you with last time and the revised design. We have made a few changes. First of all, we have tried to tune up the sort of sheer graphic quality of the design so that there is more sort of simple blank background space around the lettering. We have reduced the size of the hospital logo, and we have combined the emergency and the services in a way that we think is graphically more effective. So again, there's what you saw before. This was to be entirely a plexiglass lens, so that everything behind this lens would have been lit. So here's what we have come to you with now. This would all be stainless steel, so there would not be light coming through the entire face of the sign. The lettering and the logo would be stencil cut into the stainless steel panel, and then the lighting would come from behind, but only through the letters and images.
So the blue is just what?
This
Blue of the letters
the-
is what?
the blue. This would all be a plexiglass panel
Behind the stainless.
behind the stainless
So
steel.
it's a blue plexi?
Correct. Well, blue and red, but
Mhm.
and then a lighter blue here because this is the logo. Additionally, this was what we had come to you with on the building name signage and the donor signage. We had a much more closely spaced lettering spacing, and we had a darker color. So we have lightened the color of the letters, and we have expanded the spacing so that the reading is more similar. We also were able, because of the expanded spacing, we did reduce the size of the donor letters by 1 inch. They had been 9, and we reduced them to 8.
Lose the
This is a little bit hard to read, but what we have done is put together in a single slide all of the lettering that occurs in all of the places we are proposing throughout the building. And the basic message here is that with the exception of the emergency lettering and the logo, the lettering on all of the other signage is the same. So we think we have a great degree of graphic consistency. So just quickly again, this is the essence of our proposal. We are proposing to change this and this
Okay.
to that and that. And then just two overall views of what this would look like. Here is the one from the south. This is 12th Street, revised, and this is 13th Street, revised, and revised.
Okay, good. Mr. Ledner, when and if he sees it, or maybe he has, will be very, I would think, very pleased. This, as would Joe Curran of the National Maritime Union. Anyway, truly kidding. This is a vast, I mean, really, for the tiny details, still is a vast improvement, and it's what this building deserves, in my opinion. Further discussion?
Well, for a building that almost died, it's now going to save a lot of lives, I think. No, I think these improvements are just that. They're tweaking things that were almost right before, but this gets them even closer to the right thing, and I think it's all very appropriate.
Michael?
Bullseye, perfect, thank you.
Much better. Marjorie?
Yeah, I agreed, especially the spacing on the letters, and it's a great improvement on that corner sign. It's not like signage heaven, but it's better than before.
It's an improvement over what was presented.
Yeah.
Before. I think it's really saying that the other was a little busy. This is very nice, but I think it's such a, we're discussing lettering and sign lettering as opposed to whether or not it exists.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
You bet. Okay, hearing, for all those reasons, hearing closed, and I'll do this C of A, 27th Avenue, Greenwich Village Historic District, contemporary institutional building designed by Arthur A. Schiller and Albert Ledner, and built in 1962-3. Modify previously approved signage, install additional signs. Recommend approval, finding that there is historic precedent for non-illuminated signage on the lower portion of the facade, and the placement and type of signage proposed for the north and south facades will be in keeping with this precedent, that only a non-illuminated pin-mounted letters will be installed on the historic facade, similar in character to original signage on the building. That the non-illuminated projecting sign proposed on the West 13th Street stair tower, consisting of pin-mounted letters on a stainless steel panel, maintains the spare modern character of the building. That a minimal amount of signage will be installed on historic fabric. That internally illuminated signs will only be installed on new features of the building, including the entrance canopies and at the ambulance entrance. That the modified signs at the two corners are similar in size to the approved signs, and the metal facing will relate better to the site than the previously approved clear resin facing. That the sleek, streamlined design of these two stainless steel signs with cutout illuminated letters complements the modern architecture. That the new illumination at the corner signs will be limited to the cutout letters, and the stainless steel facing of the sign will relate to the material of the other signage. That new signage will be in keeping with the scale of the building. That the use of the building as an emergency medical facility warrants the amount of proposed illuminated signage, and the illumination will not overwhelm the scale of this block-long, block-wide building. That the proposed signage in some will not detract from the special historic and architectural character of this building or the historic district. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That's approved. Thank you.
Thank you.